most of which have come from Puja Swamiji's talks from 1991 to 95. It came under the title Points to Ponder. Repetitive activity only will have some dent, So we will go through all these 35 points again and see whether we get aligned with any of them. Ashram, a sacred place to love and serve. Why this disturbance?
I'll mute them. I'll mute that person. I think Uma Shankar. He doesn't know.
We are trying to go through those points again and again and again with a prayer that something of which will start dominating in our mind, so that when we are in activity, it might help us to bring in. First one is ashram, a sacred place to love and serve. This applies to both the visiting devotees as well as the inmates or sevaks. All of us are trying our level best, no doubt. But today is a reminder, for the past through 2-3 sessions. Papa wants us, it is high time that we try to convert the whole activity into a sadhana. Not merely the labeled one. At the moment we label certain things as sadhana, chanting, bhajan, swadhyay, satsang. The rest of the things we take it as activity, vyavaharic activity. But here we have been asked to demolish that divide. God is giving us an opportunity to test whatever we have understood under the banner of sadhana, whether it is helping me to stretch itself, cover itself to all my activities. So constant prayer is the first way, that is the only way. Kindly guide me, kindly enable me to know that you have put me in this particular situation. You have made somebody else to cast aspersions on me. For no fault of mine, I feel I am hearing this. My sentiments are not accepted. My emotions are not accepted. All these things, grumblings, complaints, all these things. At that time, we have been asked to bring into our mind that the field has been given to us to test. If the test is not given, how will I know that I am moving towards that? In this connection, we will again go through the words of Swami Chidanji. Daily life is an opportunity provided for us to exercise the spiritual dimensions gained during our inner studies, reflection, japa and meditation. So we have to do some fine tuning, while doing japa, while doing meditation, while doing studies, reflection. It is not merely for Ram Nam I am chanting. It is not merely for bhajan that I am doing it. It is not merely for intellectual knowledge that I am doing this manana. It should enable me to express myself as a good human being. Wherever I am, I must be able to become a good human being. So some effort, at the time of chanting, enable me to see, enable me to feel that you are making me to chant. Enable me to feel that every situation you are making me to pass through is to purify me, is to make me worthy of your bhakta. I keep on hammering this so that I will be able to bring into my life something of it. So we will read the points to ponder. Ashram, a sacred place to love and serve. All devotees should live in harmony with those around and be a model to others. Hold fast to the high ideal set by beloved Papa Mataji and make the ashram a haven of peace and bliss. What does this mean? Hold fast to the high ideal set by beloved Papa Mataji and make the ashram a haven of peace and bliss. What does it mean? Nobody is answering.
We should try to make sure that we don't disturb the peace of mind of another.
Hmm?
When we don't disturb the peace of mind of another, then ours is also at peace. So automatically there is peace all around.
When we don't disturb the peace of others, automatically?
There is peace within. There is peace within.
Okay, now what does
So
this
then
mean?
the whole of ashram will become a haven of peace.
Hold fast to the high ideals.
Huh.
Huh?
Oh, high ideals, I know.
You know?
Unity in everybody.
Big God, big God. Right, all those things are right, but something which practical, no? Hold fast to the high ideal set by. What is the high ideal set by according to us? Each one can define in their own way. The moment I feel, when I hear the ideal set by, high ideal set by Papa Mataji, what are they?
Universal love and service.
Huh?
Universal love and service.
Universal love and service. Then, All are keeping quiet.
Swamiji, hearing, I have not got it. I joined a little late, so I don't know. Please ask the question again.
So she doesn't know. She joined late, so she doesn't know.
We are now reading the points to ponder. At least on one or two, we will try to concentrate more and more, so that something of it might get fixed in our mind. Hold fast to the high ideal set by beloved Papa Mataji and make the ashram a haven of peace and bliss. So, what according to us are the high ideals set by Papa Mataji? Each one can interpret in their own way, no? Need not be uniformal. So, one is universal love and service.
Swamiji, treat everything with respect. Even the asan that we keep after using it has to be kept with respect.
Yes, right. Yes. Hold fast to the highest ideal set by Papa Mataji. What are they according to us? One thing is that nothing is insignificant. Nothing is unimportant. Even an arson is unimportant. So when we handle it with
Behold divinity in all. Behold divinity in all.
Behold divinity in all.
Big word. Agreed. Something, ordinary people like us, what according...
In daily life, whatever we handle in daily life, we handle with care and concern.
Whatever we handle in our daily life, we handle with care and concern. Yes, very practical. Then, anything else?
Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, we have to do universal service.
That is the ideal Papa Mataji have said before us. No?
Yeah.
Now then, when we know that, now the next question is, to what extent we have been able to? In our own way, not in the philosophical way. Just whatever activities we do, it is his work. If that comes to our mind, then we are rising up to his ideal. This is one version here. Yeah, that is also practical. Even if we fail, at least to a very great extent we can remember. It is not that I am doing, it is not that the ashram wants me, or it is not that ashram's duties are like this. Instead of all these words, we bring in there God, either in the form of Papa or Mataji or Swamiji or anybody, or we say, Almighty has given me an opportunity now to do this particular work, including this question answer. Yes, that's also very practical. Even if we fail, we might fail. Morning to evening we may not be able to keep up, but at least we will try. We are trying to keep up. Yes, then any other?
Swamiji, The feeling of otherness can be reduced at least, if not totally erased.
Feeling of otherness, we try to reduce as much as possible. Feeling of otherness. Okay, we can try. Yes. இப்போ என்ன சொன்னா?
Speaking of others.
So we are trying to understand, Papa Mataji, this thing is, hold fast to the high ideal set by Papa Mataji and make the ashram a haven of peace and bliss. So here, even an asana is not unimportant. So nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant. If I try to develop this, probably I am rising up to their level. Every work that we do is assigned by him. Every work. So I am doing just like puja. Everything is a worship. Pujya Swamiji said in one of his, first thing required is remembrance of God. You should take it that every object you touch is the manifestation of God. When you start your work, you may say, paper is God, pen is God, everything is God. As you go on identifying everything with God, whatever work you do in the office or elsewhere is like the puja where you worship God by touching the different idols, chanting shlokas, clothing the idols, feeding them, etc. Everything done with deep devotion and perfect attention. Yeah. So every work we do is assigned by him. We try, And the next one is reducing the feeling of otherness. Yes, anything else?
Need-based life, Swami.
Eh?
Need-based life.
Need-based life. Very good. Because they had led simple life, Need-based life. Very good. Then?
No positions, nothing.
Huh?
You have not feel. No positions.
No possessions. Or less possessions.
No possession, is it possible?
Reduce the positions.
Eh?
Reduce the positions.
Eh?
Reduce.
Reduce. Parimiti Parigraham. Reduce the possession. Otherwise, you can say, feeling content with what we have, so that there won't be any need for any possession.
Contentment is a better option.
Eh?
Contentment is a better option.
Contentment is the other one. We will do that. Any word is okay. Contentment, okay. Then, nothing is unimportant. Anything that we handle, suppose we bring in, this is also Papa, this is also Papa, when Mataji is, that word if comes back to us, probably whenever we neglect, we don't recognize unknowingly. Immediately we will remember, no, this is not in line with Papa Mataji's ideals. And then simple life. She was saying in that small building only, a small room, where are so many things, she was also one among them, that's all. It was not exclusively used by Mataji. Yes, that comes to our mind. And reducing otherness. Yes, then every work that we do is assigned by him. Then, anything else? We are trying to understand the high ideal set. Intellectually, we are trying to understand. At the same time, it is not merely an intellectual exercise. We are trying to interpret it in terms of our experience in the ashram, our knowing about their inspiring life. It is not from any texts. That is the advantage of this exercise. It is not a textual thing. Most of us, when we remember our days with Mataji and later on Swamiji, or a few people may be remembering also their days with Papa. To get over the feeling that my rights and
Swamiji, we cannot simplicity and humbleness.
Simplicity and
Just
humbleness.
practice
simplicity and
Humbleness.
humbleness. Whenever we trespass, we should remember, no? Whenever we arrogate and pass some comments, immediately we should be able to pull us up. Humbleness and some other word, humbleness is a big word. Swamiji's interpretation of humbleness is something very, very, very. Feel all others you see are greater than what you are. Never assert yourself or boss over others.
Swamiji.
No.
But we can say our point without asserting, no, Swamiji. We can say whatever point has to be said without asserting.
We can say our point without asserting. Correct. Because the prompting has come from him. The moment we realize that it has been prompted by him, the self-assertion will not be there. We don't insist it should be accepted. Initially, mind will resist, but later on, we will know he is also prompted by him. So we will lovingly say, "This is the prompting I get."
But Swamiji, we always have that when the point comes from somebody, it is from somebody, not from Papa. I am not able to understand, I am not able to practice, and I am not able to put into reality that the moment something comes from somebody other than me, it is the other, not Papa, not the Papa within me.
Try. It is true. Not only with you, everybody. You are telling somebody. We are not telling. That's all. But there should be a way out, you know. As spiritual aspirants, we should know what we have seen here is that at that moment the asserting ego might be there, but immediately after some time we will know that it is the play of the ego. I should not have said that, I should not have done like that. Then we immediately try to correct ourselves and do something that will undo the damage to the extent possible. We have to devise some method. As you said, when somebody say, we don't immediately realize that it is God who is talking to me like that. No, agreed. It's the individual talking to me, agreed. But if the result is something, not compatible, not comfortable, then we immediately start thinking. Just like I get the prompting from inside, they, the, the same power I must have given the prompting from them to them also. Though the scene is over, okay, at least we can try to do some post-mortem.
Yes, Swami, that much we will do. Post-hoc analysis goes on, Swami.
Post-mortem analysis. It might help us with a prayer to him not to continue this post-mortem analysis. Post-mortem analysis should help me to correct myself even during the period of involvement. I think there, how Swamiji was dealing, we don't know. This is how we look at it. He will not react immediately. So that there is a time, for all these things to happen. Impulsively, we will not say anything or act. Our body language will not show any signs of discomfort. It is a tall order, agreed. We are not used to it. We will immediately jump out with something. And the damage has already been done. So we are now praying, at least enable us not to immediately react. That could be one method by which we may be able to rein our mind. Otherwise it will run riot. So what do we write here instead of humbleness?
Modesty.
Eh?
Modesty.
Modesty. Is it practical? It might be practical also. Humbleness expressed is called modesty. Not that we are training, it should become by accepting that everybody is equal, then only modesty will come spontaneously, you know. Meaning of modesty is not being too proud or confident about yourself or your abilities. She accepted the award with modesty, propriety in dress, speech, and conduct.
I think, Swamiji, modesty is a superficial outside thing. Humility is inside.
No, no, it's an inherent quality. Outside, there should not be any gap between outside and inside. Then it becomes hypocrite, you know. We are trying, when we say we have to reach up to Papa Mother's ideals, it's all genuine, no, not make-believe. It should not be a make-believe system. Modesty is, yeah, agreed, because when I start accepting everybody is equal or more than me, then automatically what comes out of me will be humble. I should try. That word can be used, no doubt.
Swamiji, non-judgment. Anything happens, you are not supposed to.
Non-judgmental.
Non-judgment. Swamiji, this is something we can practice.
Which one?
Even if the judgment comes in the mind, we will not say it.
You will not?
Even if the word comes in the mind, we will not pick it out. That we can practice.
It will not hurt anybody.
Without hurting others.
Why not we say trying to not to hurt? Trying not to hurt. In words. So in deeds nobody will do. Only in words, it happen. Unfortunately, some expression, some judgment, some analysis, some grading. We will be careful. Okay. So nothing is unimportant. First thing, every work we do is assigned by him, reducing feeling of otherness, need-based life, reduce the possession or develop contentment, modesty, humility, not reacting immediately, trying not to hurt in words. We will not hurt anybody physically or something like that. That nobody does here. But hurting might come because when I hold on to my rights, I might something say by which. So here Swamiji is warning us, cautioning us that hold fast to the high ideal set by Papa Mataji and make the ashram may have enough peace and bliss. Now, second is you introduce universal prayer to remind us of interconnectedness and interdependence. What does it mean to us? You introduce universal prayer. To remind us of interconnectedness and interdependence. We are doing Shanti mantras, Now it is only a mechanical repetition. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, like that, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti, Tvameva Sharanam Mama, Sarvesham Sustir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. When will it become effective? This is called universal prayer. So this universal prayer can become effective only when? At the moment we have been chanting, we don't get connected with anybody, We can't say connected with anybody, very limited. I exist because of the factors other than me, and so I am bound to the universe. I exist because of the factors which the universe has given to me, and so I am a part and parcel of the universe. Something like that. We must try, do manana. Otherwise, it again becomes academic. Every day we have been asked to chant the Shanti mantra at ashram.
Swamiji,
Ah.
if I start thinking or feeling, or if I start imagining that Papa is with me, next to me, then whatever behavior I will do will be under control.
To answer all these, if he is behind this, then I don't have to analyze this. Agreed. So we can, that's also right. Remembering him, and just know what Swamiji said, when I hold the pen, when I open the laptop, when I look at it, it is all a puja, it is all a puja, it is all a puja. That probably we may be able to do it. But when something from other side comes, then the balance is gone. That is the problem. Everything is smooth. if we are only doing actions, probably to a very great extent, Papa has blessed all of us to handle it as efficiently as possible, as devotedly as possible. Everything is there. Only when the reaction, somebody says, and when I react, I may not be able to keep up the balance. There, what I should do, I try, not that whatever we say here is going to become a reality in our life. But it is, because we are trying to probe deeper and deeper and deeper, it will have some influence in our thinking. Instead of rushing, jumping, holding on to what we said, we might give a pause.
Swamiji, what you said will be very useful, Swamiji. To increase the reaction time.
She said what you said is very useful, Swamiji.
With the reaction.
Reaction.
Remaining balanced with the
Reaction. Immediately
Between stimulus and response, there is a reaction time. So from now on, I will increase the reaction time.
Yeah, something. But immediately after the session, we forget, Conviction should be there. Resolve should be there. I think the whole thing can be tried when we first and foremost we think that he is making us to do, and he will not do anything wrong. Now, okay, we can accept. And somebody abuses, somebody says something which we would not have even dreamt. Immediately, what our reaction will be? Justify, fight, tit for tat, or wait. I think for all that Swamiji's method, the don't react immediately. But what is the use of carrying it in the mind?
Fester in the mind.
That's also not good. Anything suppressed will have too much power. It comes out with. Next one is daily examine your failings and correct yourself. Do we do it? Can we do it every day? I don't think. Because we are right, I will not do anything wrong. So what is there for me to correct? So who says this failing?
So we actually probe deep within our heart. We know within ourselves whether it's right or wrong.
No, do we do that? No, hearing is all right.
Actually, even after the action, within a few minutes, we know whether we did something right or wrong.
Not always.
Always wrong.
Very good. So first of all, I should know that I have failed,
Ah,
So while chanting Ram Nam, if we try to bring in these dimensions, that it is for correcting myself that I am doing Ram Nam, it is not dependent upon anything external. I have to try to purify my equipment. Then only I will be able to live up to the ideals set by the masters. This should come back to us, and then it is for this purpose that I am chanting Ram Nam. If this is not clear, I will be chanting Ram Nam, but will be doing all this unknowingly, unwittingly. So, as far as the actions are concerned, probably many of us would have been blessed with this attitude to bring in this, doing with all dedication, with love, all those things are there. Only when the question of reaction comes, to react to somebody else, then the whole thing gets unbalanced. Kindly think about this.
Swamiji,
Ah,
Swami,
this is.
more problem arises when we are right in what we are saying or doing, and when then this other person says strongly, then also it becomes difficult to handle, Swami.
That is true, Swami. She's saying when we know what we're saying is right, and when somebody says something strongly, then it's difficult. That's a fact also. Then what does one do?
No, the difference can be there. Difference will be there, We are trying to understand that it is his play, that's all. That is the only method by which we can ensure the balance. I'm sorry, I differ with you, boss. Why and whereof? It's a little matured state, agreed. But we can think about it. Guidance comes from masters, Papa Madaji or Swamiji, they mention that even while holding on to our rights, we recognize the rights of others. They don't say that you keep on changing. You hold on to your right. When somebody says something, if there is anything we will not just ignore them just because you feel you are right. There could be so many dimensions, and we will hear that. And if the inner prompting says this is right, we hold on to it. That means each one has a role to play, and that is why God is making them to do it. Okay. And that particular example of Papa, he is prompting somebody to steal, he is prompting the police to catch hold, he is prompting the magistrate to punish him. Nobody is keeping quiet. Nobody is keeping idle, not reacting. Everybody is doing it, but with the feeling, this is what he made me to do. Yes, we have seen people who have been able to do this. Wherever possible, if we feel we have heard, we must have the honesty to openly tell them also, because we don't want the ego to play. Under the banner of holding on to our rights, we don't want the ego to play as a spiritual aspirant. So we have seen many incidents where the moment it is pointed out, they immediately go, apologize, and continue to fight. On certain stands, cannot compromise. But that doesn't mean that whatever the other person says, no. So that is possible. Anyway, we need more guidance about this, more clarity about this. So we pray to him. In order that I get more and more clarity, you are making me to pass through such testing moments. Enable me not to fail, please. At that moment, I am guided by my sense of individuality. I am not bringing you into the picture. So enable me to bring you into the picture. Something like that, So today's satsang revealed 3-4 points. It might be That we try to develop this, nothing is unimportant, nothing is irrelevant, nothing is insignificant. Every work that we do is assigned by him and him and him only, reducing as much as possible feeling of otherness. To try to lead a need-based life, which will again help us to have contentment, reducing the possession, modesty, humility. God has blessed us with some capacity, some expertise, but at the same time we should know that He has given us for the welfare of others, not for tom-tomming or asserting, or He has given us this expertise, just like we are using so many things because of the expertise God has given to such people. Even when we use the specs, even when we use the laptop, the Google Meet, it is useful for others. So the expertise has been given to me not to feel proud of it, modesty, humbleness. Then not reacting immediately, we will try. All these things we should try along with our chanting. Please, please enable me, help me, help me. And trying not to hurt anybody through our words. So these are some of the things today Papa is trying to kindle in, bringing it out from our mind to make our journey more effective. Let us try. Let us try our best. Finally, our Ramnam chanting should become quality oriented. There come, because there only remembrance will come. Remembrance alone is the answer for all this. So we are praying to Him. I am doing Ramnam. Make me to remember you. You are behind everything. Remember you means you are behind everything. Yesterday we were reminded about Mataji's, the 6 hours. That was what she wanted. Remember, remember, remember. And today also Swamiji said, remember. First thing required is remembrance of God. You should take it that every object you touch is the manifestation of God. When you start your work, you may say paper is God, pen is God, everything is God. As you go on identifying everything with God, whatever work you do in the office or elsewhere is like the puja where you worship God by touching the different idols, chanting shlokas, clothing the idols, feeding them. Everything done with deep devotion and perfect attention. So this 1 hour in 2 days, he is prompting us to bring all these dimensions, not for just hearing, not for reading, somehow to make our spiritual journey more effective. We pray to Him to make us aware of this truth. You are making us to do all these things, but it slips into a regular routine activity. What we discussed 3 days back or last month, it doesn't stay with us. We forget. So, not that we want to remember everything, but the process of purification should enable us to know that you are making us to remember Him, remember Him, remember Him. Some practical method, down to earth method. And in that method, we try to remove all saints, because then only it will have a kickstart. Otherwise, mind will be repeating the same thing. and we are will be there with the same thing. So unless it makes, I do it in my life. As Chidanji says, tested it, proven it, possessed it. All these things are then sadhana and daily life.
Daily life and daily sadhana.
No. Daily life and daily sadhana. We know that we cannot straight away bring 100%. I think the sadhana also, if we try to define it as remembrance, whether it in the form of nama chanting or bhajan or satsang or sadhyai, all these things, point out to the remembrance, is it not? So remembrance and daily life. Remembrance of him and daily life. Please think about it. Ultimately, whatever I do under the banner of sadhana is to remember him. When I try to practice, probably I may be able to remove every personality, Remembrance of God and my daily life. Kindly think about it. For which they have asked us to chant Ramnam. That is why now it is probably, it might become clear in Quest of God, is that be the period ever so small, We are trying to understand in a different way. The idea is remembrance, even if the period is ever so small. So remember. So remembrance and daily life, remembrance and daily life, remembrance and daily life. Let this get stamped in our heart. And we pray to him to somehow make it a reality in our life. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.